Welcome to the course on microwave engineering. Dear students, since last few lectures we are discussing about passive microwave components. So in that we have discussed about E-plane T, H-plane T, magic T, directional coupler, isolator, circulator, and we have also discussed about waveguide, bends, twists and corners. Now today we are going to discuss about active microwave components. So what do you mean by these active microwave components? So basically active microwave components are used to amplify the microwave signals, or some microwave components act as an oscillator to generate the microwave signals. So from our basic electronics knowledge, we know that vacuum tubes like triode, tetrode, pentode are used to amplify the electrical signal. So the question arises in mind, can we use these vacuum tubes to amplify the microwave signals at microwave frequency? So answer is no. There are certain limitations of this conventional tube to operate at the microwave frequency. So in today's class we will discuss about the limitations of this conventional tube to operate at microwave frequency, and we will also discuss about some microwave tubes which are used to amplify the microwave signals at microwave frequency, and we also discuss about some tubes, some microwave tubes which act as an oscillator to generate the microwave signals. So basically in figure you can see the vacuum tubes has three electrode. One is control grid, one is cathode, and another is plate or anode. So basically cathode generates the electron, and that electron will travel through this vacuum and reach to the plate. And this control grid basically control the flow of electron between cathode and plate. So basically we can say this control grid is used for controlling action. Now these vacuum tubes are basically voltage control devices, and they can operate it at high voltage range. They can produce very high powers, and these vacuum tubes are useful below the microwave frequency, and they have certain limitations when operated at the microwave frequencies. So the conventional tube like triode, tetrode, pentode at microwave frequency becomes less effective when used as an oscillator or amplifier. Okay, so there are certain limitations of conventional tube to be operated at the microwave frequency, and these limitations are listed over here. So first limitation is the circuit reactance, second is the transit time effect, third is gain bandwidth limitation, fourth is the effect due to the RF losses like skin effect loss or conductor loss and dielectric loss, and there are also effect due to the radiation loss at the high frequency. Now we will discuss each of these in detail in this class. So first limitation of conventional tube is inter-electrode capacitance. So this is our vacuum tube, basically triode. So as you can see from this figure, this triode has three terminal or three electrode we can say. One is the grid, so this is the grid basically which is used for controlling action. This is the cathode and this is the anode. And this cathode, grid and plate are separated by dielectric air. So as they are separated by dielectric air, there exists capacitance between two metal plates separated by dielectric. So you can see there is a capacitance between this grid and plate which is denoted by CPG. There is a capacitance between this grid and cathode which is denoted by CGK, and there is a capacitance between plate and cathode which is denoted by CPK. Okay, so from our basic physics knowledge we can say that there exists a capacitance when there is a two metal plates separated by dielectric. So here these are two metal plates separated by dielectric air. So there exists capacitance between these terminals. Now the capacitance between two electrode is called inter इलेक्ट्रोड कैपेसिटेंस. ये जो कैपेसिटेंस है उसको हम बोलते हैं इंटर इलेक्ट्रोड कैपेसिटेंस. एंड इस रिएक्टेंस इज गिवन एज, द कैपेसिटिव रिएक्टेंस इज गिवन एज XC is equal to 1 over 2 pi FC. This thing you know. Okay. The capacitive reactance is given by XC is equal to 1 over 2 pi FC. So as the frequency increase, this capacitance or capacitive reactance will decrease. As the frequency increase, the capacitive reactance will decrease. तो जैसे जैसे फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ती जाएगी, मतलब हम माइक्रोवेव फ्रीक्वेंसी रेंज में जाएंगे, तो ये जो कैपेसिटर है उसका कैपेसिटिव रिएक्टेंस बहुत ही कम हो जाएगा. और कैपेसिटिव रिएक्टेंस कम हो जाएगा, देन दिस इलेक्ट्रोड विल स्टार्ट टू बीइंग शॉर्ट. ओके, तो इनपुट एंड आउटपुट वोल्टेज शॉर्ट हो जाएंगे. ये दो टर्मिनल शॉर्ट है, ये भी शॉर्ट है, ये भी शॉर्ट है, मतलब इनपुट एंड आउटपुट टर्मिनल वोल्टेज स्टार्ट टू शॉर्ट. एंड दिस लीड्स टू रिड्यूस इन द एम्प्लीफिकेशन. और इसकी वजह से, ये शॉर्टिंग की वजह से एम्प्लीफिकेशन उसका रिड्यूस हो जाएगा. So in order to avoid this problem, this capacitance must be minimized. है ना, कैपेसिटेंस अगर हम मिनिमाइज करेंगे, then this problem may be solved. Okay, and this can be achieved by increasing the distance between electrodes or reducing the area of the plates. Because capacitance का फॉर्मूला क्या होता है? C is equal to epsilon naught A divided by D. तो अगर मुझे कैपेसिटेंस रिड्यूस करना है, ओके, कैपेसिटेंस अगर मिनिमाइज करना है, देन आई हैव टू इंक्रीज द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन प्लेट और इलेक्ट्रोड, डिस्टेंस बिटवीन इलेक्ट्रोड, और आई हैव टू रिड्यूस द एरिया ऑफ दिस इलेक्ट्रोड्स. ओके, सो दिस इज द इंटर इलेक्ट्रोड कैपेसिटेंस इफेक्ट. नाउ अनदर इफेक्ट इज द लीड इंडक्टेंस इफेक्ट. सो एज यू कैन सी फ्रॉम द फिगर, this grid is the conducting wire, this plate is also conducting wire, there is a conductive wire in the cathode as well. So inductance exists for any conducting wire as we know. Okay, कोई भी conducting wire में inductance होता है. And inductive reactance is basically given as XL is equal to 2 pi FL. So when the frequency is increased, or if it goes to the microwave frequency, which is the high frequency, then inductive reactance is increases. And if the inductive reactance is very high at the microwave frequency, then there exists impedance matching problem at input as well as output side. Okay, so due to this impedance matching problem, there will be a reflection, okay, and which cause small fraction of the input will reach terminal to the terminal for amplification purpose. और इसकी वजह से very small fraction of input will reach to the terminal for amplification. यहाँ से यहाँ पे very small amount of input will reach. And this inductance, lead inductance, along with the inter-electrode capacitance that we discussed in this slide, okay, produce unwanted tuned circuits, okay, which produce parasitic oscillation and hampering the performance of the device. हमें पता है कि inductor and capacitance जहाँ पे होता है, they will form the tuned circuit, and tuned circuit basically produce the oscillations which hampers the performance of the device. Okay, clear and done. Now another effect is the transit time effect. So basically what is transit time? So transit time is basically time taken by electron to travel from cathode to anode or plate. Okay, उसको हम बोलते हैं ट्रांजिट टाइम. मतलब यहाँ से इलेक्ट्रॉन जो जनरेट होगा उसको प्लेट तक पहुंचने में कितना टाइम लगता है, उसको हम ट्रांजिट टाइम बोलते हैं. एंड ट्रांजिट टाइम इज बेसिकली गिवन एज d by v naught. d is the distance between two plates and v naught is the velocity with which the electrons are moving from cathode to anode or plate. So if the suppose the frequency is low, let's say consider the case frequency is low. So at low frequency transit time is small. At low frequency transit time is small. So electron travel will reach instantaneously at anode from the cathode before the input voltage changes from positive to negative. Okay, so basically at low frequency this transit time is small, so electron can instantaneously reach from cathode to anode before the input voltage changes from positive to negative. But what will happen at the high frequency? At the high frequency, the time period of the input signal, ये input signal जो है उसका time period is very small compared to the electron transit time. Okay, so this is our input signal that we have applied over here. Okay, so at high frequency, the time period of the signal is very small. Time period of the input signal is very small compared to the electron transit time. Correct? So during the positive half cycle of the input, let's say, electron gains, the electron which are traveling from cathode to anode, gains sufficient energy and move towards the anode. Okay? But before they reach to the anode, the input changes from positive to negative. And during the negative half cycle, the electron will come back. Correct? Okay, and electron will not reach to the plate or anode. So basically this happens due to the time period of the signal, input signal is very small compared to the electron transit time. फिर से मैं आपको रिपीट करता हूँ कि हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी पे क्या होता है, जब सिग्नल की फ्रीक्वेंसी बहुत ही हाई होती है, एट दैट टाइम द टाइम पीरियड ऑफ दिस सिग्नल इज वेरी स्मॉल बिकॉज t इज इक्वल टू 1/f. तो टाइम पीरियड सिग्नल का बहुत ही कम होगा, ये सिग्नल का टाइम पीरियड बहुत ही कम होगा कंपेयर टू दी ट्रांजिट टाइम ऑफ दिस इलेक्ट्रॉन. इलेक्ट्रॉन को जो यहाँ से यहाँ पहुँचने में जो टाइम लगता है उससे हमारा इनपुट सिग्नल का टाइम पीरियड बहुत ही कम होगा. सो ड्यूरिंग पॉजिटिव हाफ साइकिल व्हाट विल हैपन, द इलेक्ट्रॉन विल गेट सफिशिएंट एनर्जी एंड स्टार्ट टू मूव टूवर्ड्स दी एनोड. एनोड की सपोज मान लो कि एनोड पॉजिटिव है उस टाइम पे, तो वो एनोड पे पहुंचने का ट्राई करेगा, ये नेगेटिव है. ओके, एनोड पे वो जाने का ट्राई करेगा, लेकिन जैसे ये इसका टाइम पीरियड बहुत ही कम है, तो इन द फ्यू सेकंड्स, फ्यू ऑफ माइक्रो सेकंड लेट से, ओके, दिस विल चेंज टू द नेगेटिव. ये नेगेटिव में हो जाएगा, तो ये नेगेटिव होगा, ये पॉजिटिव होगा. तो क्या होगा, इलेक्ट्रॉन अभी पहुंचा भी नहीं है एनोड पे और यहाँ पे नेगेटिव पोटेंशियल होगा बिकॉज ऑफ द चेंज इन द साइकिल ऑफ द इनपुट. ओके, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन विल रिटर्न बैक और वो इलेक्ट्रॉन वहां पे एनोड पे पहुंचेंगे ही नहीं. सो इलेक्ट्रॉन में ऑसिलेट बैक एंड फोर्थ इन द कैथोड ग्रिड स्पेस एंड रिटर्न टू द कैथोड. कैथोड पे वापिस आएगा. ओके, एंड इन ऑर्डर टू रिड्यूस दिस इफेक्ट, ट्रांजिट टाइम इफेक्ट, द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन इलेक्ट्रोड कैन बी रिड्यूस्ड. Distance between electrode can be reduced and high voltage must be applied, but which in turn increase the inter-electrode capacitance. वो inter-electrode capacitance effect produce करेंगे. So this is the not wise solution. Correct? Now another limitation is the gain bandwidth product. So at microwave frequency, conventional tubes start resonating and for resonant circuit gain bandwidth product is constant. ट्यून सर्किट का गेन बैंडविड्थ प्रोडक्ट कांस्टेंट होता है, हमें पता है. तो जो भी कन्वेंशनल ट्यूब हम यूज करेंगे दे विल स्टार्ट रेजोनेटिंग एट हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी एंड फॉर दैट सर्किट द गेन बैंडविड्थ प्रोडक्ट इज कांस्टेंट. तो अगर मुझे हायर गेन चाहिए तो मुझे बैंडविड्थ को रिड्यूस करना पड़ेगा. सो इन ऑर्डर टू अचीव हायर गेन वी शुड कॉम्प्रोमाइज फॉर द बैंडविड्थ बिकॉज गेन बैंडविड्थ प्रोडक्ट कांस्टेंट है. सपोज गेन जी है और बैंडविड्थ को मैं डिनोट करता हूँ BW से, तो ये तो कांस्टेंट है. तो अगर आपको हायर गेन अचीव करना है तो बट ऑब्वियस बैंडविड्थ को रिड्यूस करना पड़ेगा. करेक्ट, हमें गेन को बढ़ाना है तो बैंडविड्थ प्रोपोर्शनली रिड्यूस करनी पड़ेगी. सो द हायर गेन विल अचीव एट अ कॉस्ट ऑफ रिडक्शन इन बैंडविड्थ एंड दिस ड्रॉबैक कैन बी ओवरकम बाय यूजिंग स्लो वेव स्ट्रक्चर और री-एंट्रेंट कैविटी. दिस विल बी डिस्कस इन अवर फ्यूचर क्लास. Now another limitation is the skin depth. So skin depth denoted by delta is given as 1 over square root of pi mu sigma f. So we can say that this skin depth is inversely proportional to the square root of f from this equation. We can say that skin depth is inversely proportional to the square root of f. So as the frequency is increased, skin depth will decrease. And at very high frequency, at the micro frequency, skin depth is very small. So because of this, what will happen? At the microwave frequency, most of the current flows through the surface of the conductor. वो कंडक्टर के सरफेस से ही करंट फ्लो होगा. ओके, सो इफेक्टिव एरिया फॉर द करंट फ्लो डिक्रीजेस. करेक्ट? बिकॉज ऑफ दिस स्किन डेप्थ इफेक्ट, व्हाट विल हैपन? एट द हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी, मोस्ट ऑफ द करंट विल पास थ्रू द सरफेस ऑफ द कंडक्टर. सो सरफेस ऑफ द कंडक्टर से करंट फ्लो होगा तो उसके लिए इफेक्टिव एरिया रिड्यूस हो जाएगा. एंड इफेक्टिव एरिया रिड्यूस होगा, सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस रिलेशन R इज इक्वल टू रो L डिवाइडेड बाय A, द रेजिस्टेंस विल इंक्रीज. Correct? So as the area decrease due to the skin depth, the resistance of the conductor will increase, which cause the losses at the microwave frequency. है ना? So due to skin depth, what will happen? The current will flow through the surface of the conductor. So if the current is flowing through the surface of the conductor, the effective area for the current flowing will reduce, and if the effective area is reduced, then ultimately the resistance will increase and losses associated with that is also increase. Another loss or limitations of the conventional tube is dielectric loss. So basically the loss tangent of the dielectric material increase with the increase of the frequency, and there will be more dielectric losses at the microwave frequency. मतलब माइक्रोवेव फ्रीक्वेंसी पे डाइलेक्ट्रिक मटेरियल का जो लॉसेस होता है वो बढ़ते जाएंगे. ओके, एंड अनदर लॉस or limitations of the conventional tube is the radiation loss. So as the frequency is increasing, the electrode pins of the vacuum tube start radiating energy. मतलब जो हमारी जो ये इलेक्ट्रोड की पिन है, इलेक्ट्रोड्स की पिन, they start radiating the energy at the microwave frequency, and radiation losses increase with the increase in frequency. Okay, and this type of radiation losses can be minimized by proper shielding of the vacuum tubes and its associated circuitry. So these are the some limitations of conventional tube to be operated at the microwave frequency, and due to these limitations, these conventional tubes are not used at the microwave frequency. At the microwave frequency, some specialized microwave tubes are used for amplification of microwave signals as well as generation of the microwave energy. So here you can see the classification of microwave tubes. Okay, so basically microwave tubes are classified into two types. One is linear beam tubes, which are also known as O tubes, and another is the cross field tubes, which are also known as M type. So basically if we talk about the linear beam tubes, they are again classified into two classes. One is a klystron, another is the slow wave structure. Klystrons are three types. One is the two cavity klystron, another is reflex klystron, and third one is the multi cavity klystron. So we have three types of klystron devices or klystron tubes. One is the two cavity type, which is used as an amplifier to amplify the microwave signal. Reflex klystron is used to generate microwave energy, means it acts as an oscillator, and multi-cavity klystron will again use as an amplifier. In slow wave structure, we have two types: TWT, that is a traveling wave tube, and BWO, that is a backward wave oscillator. This TWT is used as an amplifier, and this BWO is used as an oscillator. So this is the classification of different tubes of linear beam tubes type. Now if we talk about the cross field tubes, which are known as a M type, then we have three. One is a magnetron, another is the carcinotron, and third is a gyratron. So basically magnetron is used as an oscillator for generating the microwave energy. This carcinotron is used as an oscillator as well as amplifier, and gyratron is basically used as an oscillator. So in our course we will only discuss about magnetron from the cross field tubes, and we'll discuss about two cavity klystron, reflex time klystron, TWT in our course. So let's start with the klystron tubes. So basically, before starting this discussion about the klystron tube, on which principle these klystron tubes are working. So basically klystron tubes work on the principle of the velocity modulation. So this klystron works on the principle of velocity modulation. अब ये velocity modulation क्या है? So basically velocity modulation is defined as variation in the velocity of electron caused by alternate speeding up and slowing down of the electron in the beam. मतलब जो इलेक्ट्रॉन का बीम है उसमें जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है उसकी वेलोसिटी को वेरी करना, दैट इज बेसिकली नोन एज अ वेलोसिटी मॉड्यूलेशन. ओके, करेक्ट. तो हम ये माइक्रोवेव जो क्लाइस्ट्रॉन ट्यूब है उसमें हम क्या करने वाले हैं, वेलोसिटी मॉड्यूलेशन का यूज करेंगे इन ऑर्डर टू एम्पलीफाई द सिग्नल एज वेल एज टू जनरेट द माइक्रोवेव सिग्नल्स. सो वेलोसिटी मॉड्यूलेशन इज अ की concept in the working of the microwave klystron tubes. So basically microwave tubes use transit time for conversion of the DC power to the radio frequency power. So it also uses the concept of transit time. This thing we will discuss in detail, don't worry. An electron, as we know, the electron has mass. So when electron or any massive particle is moving, it exhibits the kinetic energy when in motion according to formula K is equal to 1/2 mv square. K is equal to 1/2 mv square. We know कि कोई भी मैसिव पार्टिकल होता है जिसके पास फाइनाइट मास होता है और वो v वेलोसिटी से मोशन में होता है, देन देयर इज अ काइनेटिक एनर्जी एसोसिएटेड विथ इट, एंड दिस अमाउंट ऑफ काइनेटिक एनर्जी K इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द वेलोसिटी स्क्वायर. ओके, दैट इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू दिस वेलोसिटी. तो अगर आपको इलेक्ट्रॉन की एनर्जी को इंक्रीज करना है, देन व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, वी हैव टू इंक्रीज द वेलोसिटी. सो द बेसिक कंसेप्ट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन एनर्जी लेवल being directly related to its velocity is the key principle of energy level in an amplification in the microwave tubes. तो यहाँ पे जो एनर्जी है, इलेक्ट्रॉन का एनर्जी लेवल है, दैट इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू वेलोसिटी. मतलब हमें एनर्जी को अगर कंट्रोल करना है, देन वी हैव टू कंट्रोल द वेलोसिटी, एंड दिस इज अ की प्रिंसिपल इन एम्पलीफिकेशन इन माइक्रोवेव ट्यूब्स. सो बेसिकली द ऑपरेशन ऑफ द वेलोसिटी मॉड्यूलेटेड ट्यूब्स, जो हम ट्यूब्स डिस्कस करने वाले हैं जिसमें एम्पलीफिकेशन वेलोसिटी मॉड्यूलेशन से होता है, उसको हम बोलते हैं वेलोसिटी मॉड्यूलेटेड ट्यूब्स. सो द ऑपरेशन ऑफ दिस वेलोसिटी मॉड्यूलेटेड ट्यूब डिपेंड्स ऑन द चेंज इन द वेलोसिटी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन पासिंग थ्रू द इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फील्ड. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, तो ये जो क्लाइस्ट्रॉन ट्यूब है उसमें बेसिक वर्किंग प्रिंसिपल क्या रहेगा, वी हैव टू चेंज द वेलोसिटी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन पासिंग थ्रू द इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फील्ड. दैट इज अ की प्रिंसिपल. एट जैसे जैसे उसकी वेलोसिटी को हम कंट्रोल करेंगे, देन एट स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट देयर विल बी अ बंच ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. सो एज द चेंज इन वेलोसिटी it will causes tube to produce the bunches of electron. Okay, so at certain point inside the tube we have the bunches of electron. Okay, so this is the key principle of the working of the microwave klystron tube. Okay, ये bunches वो सब हमें अभी आपको नहीं पता चलेगा, but it would be clear when we discuss about the klystron tube. Okay, so this just here I have mentioned the concept of velocity modulation, which is the working principle of the microwave klystron tube. So let's summarize what is the velocity modulation. So velocity modulation is basically variation in the velocity of the beam of electron caused by alternating speeding up and speeding down of the electrons in the beam. And this variation is usually caused by the voltage signal applied between grid through which the beam must pass. Correct? So this is the velocity modulation. Okay, so in this today's class what we discuss, so in today's class we have discussed about limitations of conventional tubes at the microwave frequency, and we introduced the concept of velocity modulation, which is the key principle or key process in klystron tube. Okay, so let's stop here. We'll discuss about this klystron tube which will be some klystron tube, that is a 2 cavity klystron, which is used for amplification of signal, and reflex klystron, which is used for oscillation purpose. So this thing we will discuss in our next video lecture. Thank you very much.